Okay, so welcome. First of all, I'm Logan. I run Athlete Training Lab in Auckland, New Zealand. Just getting stuck into this video stuff. I just want to build up a bit of a video catalog of some information, some insights, stuff we're talking about with tech, and just to provide a space for athletes and coaches, to be able to come and have a look at and get a different perspective on some things. Not to say that what we're doing is right or wrong, but I'm just keen to get some stuff out there and just to be able to point some people in the right directions. But yeah, so these videos, we're sort of just going to bring them up as things come up in our practice. And just share some insights, some stuff we're using, some tech we're using, and yeah, so that's just going to be a pretty cool open little platform that we're going to try run just to see how we go with some things. And yeah, so different videos are going to cover some different topics. So for this video, to start off with a hiss and a roar, we're going to talk about how you can use, or how you can actually choose, so if you're an athlete, how you actually choose a coach, how you can bring someone on board to support your athletic endeavors. And the idea is that you want to bring someone on board who's going to prepare you the best, so then when you step on the field or the court, you feel confident that you've done everything you can to be the best athlete you can. And same goes for a coach. As a coach, I believe that you should be doing everything you can to provide that support. So we're going to talk about, from an athlete standpoint, what you can do to really take advantage of social media, and just how you get a coach on board if that's the direction that you want to go. So yeah, I guess there's a couple ways to go about it. So in the situation, you're scrolling through, you have a plan, you have an idea of what you want to improve on. So let's just use the example of speed, developing speed, just because that's what is on top of mind. That's what's taking up a lot of my time at the moment. In my practice is we've got a good speed group that we're developing. So let's just use that as an example. So let's say you're an athlete and you're looking to develop your speed, and that's sort of all you've got. That's what you've got to. So you having a look online, and you come see across some videos of very typical, these 3 exercises will help you get faster. This sort of stuff is quite common. So I can only suggest that a really good way to approach it is to flip that narrative and ask the question, is that going to improve speed for me? So that's the biggest thing I want to touch on, is that every element of sport, there's a continuum, or there's like variations between what will help you, what will be effective, and what you're already quite good at, and it might not move the needle as much. So the main idea is, if you're going to invest your time, you're going to invest your money, you're going to search for a coach, you're going to search for some support, for some support. You want to have best bang for buck. You want it to be as effective as possible, and you want it to be like a big rock, or you really want it to move the needle. So you don't want to waste your time on things that aren't really going to change much, because you might already be really good in that element of the thing that you're trying to change. So a really good perspective is to talk about, well, is this thing that is being promoted, is this going to help me? Yeah. So an example of this is, again, we're looking at the speed topic. You see a video, or you see a coach promoting an exercise, and they say this is going to help get you faster. Well, what does that even mean? Because within getting fast, within speed, you've got acceleration, you've got top speed, you've got agility, you've got these different components that make up overall speed. And then within that, you've got different segments as well. So within acceleration, you've got your start, you've got your transition, you've got foot placement. You've got this whole array of elements that make up just acceleration. The same for max velocity or top speed. And so it's really important to identify what the big rock is. What's the thing that you need to really move that needle? I keep on using that analogy because it's, it is what it is. But what's going to be the main thing is what's going to be effective for you, because what's effective for you might be completely different for someone else and their needs and where they're at with their development and their athletic journey. So really important to look at that. And so what you can do is, let's say you come across a video, this guy or this girl, they seem to know what they're doing these drills and they're advertising exercises, and this is what you do. A really good thing is to, like I said, think about, well, the title says this exercise, you do these 3 exercises to improve speed. Well, think about, will it improve speed for me? Cool. So what you can do, a couple of really easy things, is have a look at the page, and are they just demonstrating exercises, or are they demonstrating results? And that's quite a key difference, because you want to be able to split the difference between a coach and someone who's just going through that social media grind and trying to get followers and that sort of stuff. And that's fine. There's plenty of space for that, but it's really clear, if you're wanting to invest your time and your money into something, is to know what the difference is. So just at a glance, look at the page, you see an exercise, you go to their feed. Is it promoting more exercises and programs, or is it promoting or advertising or displaying results and progress? So a bit of a difference, and I think you'd want to lean to the results and progress. And I just think that's a better way to look at it if you're going to invest in that person. So a really cool thing to do, let's say you come across someone, you want to take that next step, don't just get a program, message them, and don't even just comment, message them and just say, hey, I'm Steve, I play soccer, I'm a football, I'm a striker. Give a bit of background, your training history, and say, you want to, speed analogy again, you really want to increase your speed. What's the next step? Is there any way that you can help? If the response from that is nothing, well, then you know that that's not someone that you should invest in or look for to work with. But if the response is, and also if the response is just some exercises, once again, in my opinion, I think that's a little bit on the iffy side. I wouldn't go down that path. But the response is something along the lines of, hey, awesome, good to hear from you. Let's hear a little bit more about you. What are you currently doing training-wise? What do you feel like you're good at? What are the areas you feel like you want to improve on? And also, this is what I like to do, is can you just send me a video of your current speed? So send me a video landscape of your, like a 20-meter sprint, and then all through that 40-meter sprint. And that gives the coach an idea. For this is my perspective, this is what I sort of usually ask. I can then see that acceleration phase, and I can see the top end phase. So mechanically, I can see, is there any areas that we can improve on, and then prescribe exercises that are going to help with those elements. Because one exercise, it's just an exercise, it's going to work differently for one person versus another. It's down to what level you're at. So so for one person, it could, just give that little edge, just improve a tiny bit. But for another person, it could be black and white, completely blow them out of the water. So it's really important that when you're looking to bring someone on board, or you're looking to include someone in your athletic endeavors and to really push you to the next level, is to build a relationship. Don't just go off face value. Don't just go off the post. Really look into what they do, and also how they respond. Are they wanting to get to know what makes you as an athlete good, and what were the areas that need to improve on? And then if they can put their time and their energy into the areas that need improvement, I mean, you're gonna explode. So yeah, I think just the purpose of this video, just to think about things, not saying not to say is what I'm saying is right or wrong, but again, this whole channel is just going to be around like promoting thought, getting another perspective, and maybe there's another way to do it. So yeah, just have a think about getting a more in-depth relationship, and then that coach that you want to talk to can give you more advice that's specific to you and your needs, and what's going to really move the needle for you, and what's going to really help with your training and your progress in your sport. So yeah, just a thought. So I think it's a good way to close this on off, is just think about what you're doing, and just take the time to message your coach. And if they don't respond, well, that's your answer. And if they do in a really good way, then it helps and it motivates you to then work with this person. So so this is the format that we're going to follow the next couple of videos. We're going to look at some tech that I'm currently using. Should you even use tech in sports? Is it important to improve performance? I'm going to look at an actual speed development, non-negotiables, and also non-negotiables in performance outright. There are certain things that you just have to do regardless, and there's some things that are specific to the person. So we'll jump into that for different, sporting components of fitness, so speed and power, endurance, that sort of stuff. And then another one that I want to cover is a full actual year training program. So a periodized program, what are the key components, what are the non-negotiables going from off-season, transitioning into pre-season, transitioning into in-season training. So couple of ideas I want to roll through there. By all means, chuck a comment down. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are you seeing out in the industry from a coaching perspective or an athlete perspective? What do you think there needs more of, less of, what you need help with, guidance, all that stuff. I want this to be like a real community feel. I want you guys to, if for whatever reason this comes across your YouTube channel, your algorithm, and you feel like it clicks with you, I want you to engage. I want to build a community around this. So first video, let's see how the next few go. I'm going to try to be consistent, try to get as much out there as possible. The floating office, unfortunately we've got the car today, but there'll be field sessions, there'll be inside sessions. It's just when there's time between family and trainings and sessions, that sort of stuff. So I'll try my best. I really want to have a good crack at this, so appreciate the support. If there is someone watching, it'll be cool to build this up. But yeah, have an awesome day and have a good training, have good games, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.